Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, and I help folks create a side income using social media. Welcome. Good to see you. Hey, how about this? A decent hour for once. Ay. It's been a minute since I've actually come on live at a decent hour. So I'm kind of proud of myself, kind of proud of myself. So let's talk about sales. Um, hey, it may be somebody's favorite topic and somebody's least favorite topic, right? Um, I've been in sales for a long time. I've been in sales um, since I was born, but I got paid since 17. And the reason why I say that is because we've all been in sales since we have been born. Some of us just are not getting paid for it. We sell things all day, every day, and we've been doing it for years. And people deny it. Don't deny it. It doesn't have to be products, right? You sell ideas. Hey, you sell Chinese food over sushi. You sell Italian food over Persian food. I don't know. You sell your kids not to go out. You all kinds of stuff, right? But most haven't got paid for all that stuff, right? Because it's not being done as a profession. So when you talk to people and people share with you some thoughts about sales, right? One of my favorite ones, and the one that I'm going to talk about tonight, is when they say, when people like you talk to them, you share an opportunity with them, you want to talk to them about a side income or what's going on in the whole planet Earth, and they say, "Oh, I just hate sales." Have you ever heard that statement? If you've ever heard that statement, drop a one in the comments. Drop a one in the comments if you heard that before. Now, if you ever said that before, drop a two in the comments. Drop a two in the comments if you've ever said you hate sales. Oh, I can't stand sales. Glow, I see you on TikTok. Welcome. So drop a two in the comments if you've ever said I hate sales. Drop a one in the comments if you ever heard somebody say, "Oh, I can't stand sales." Well, let me give you the three main psychological reasons behind that statement. And that statement is that statement is this: I hate sales. Can't stand sales. Can't stand it. So one thing I want to excuse me. One thing I want to share with you is what that's cool. I like that. One thing I want to share with you is this statement is packed. Okay, it's packed with psychology. There's so much behind this statement. And there's three possible ways. And don't fool yourself. People will say there's more. There isn't. Three. Three reasons behind this statement. One of these, maybe all three, maybe two out of three will apply. Okay. And I'm going to share with you how to handle that statement. First, the very first reason why somebody would say, I hate sales, I can't stand sales. Here's the number one reason. The number one reason is this: they have this visual of this salesperson that is wearing this old suit, wearing this old cap with this beat up suitcase or or briefcase and being extremely annoying and knocking on every door and grabbing and yanking on your neck every time they get a chance, and they are relentless and they won't leave you alone, and they are constantly nagging on you, and they're constantly on your case to buy their stuff. That's the number one reason. That's the image that they have of a salesperson. That's the number one reason. Because if you think about it, you talk to most people, and most people will say, "Oh, so somebody could be making 100,000 a month and way more established than a doctor, but why is a doctor has more prestige?" Right? When you say a doctor, normally you don't ask for a paycheck or how much do you make. You automatically think, okay, well, this guy is loaded. But when it's a salesman, you automatically want to know what? Victoria, what's going on? How are you? Welcome, welcome. Throw some hearts, love. And you automatically want to know how much, right? Hey, how good are you? What do you sell? What do you, right? Now, so the number one reason when people say I hate sales is that because they got this picture in the back of their head that is not very pleasant, right? I don't think anybody encourages their kids as they're growing up say, hey, listen, kiddo, I want you to become a salesman. I want you to become a saleswoman. I don't think anybody encourages anybody that. I haven't heard it. So the picture that they have of a salesperson is just so off. Those things are so outdated, right? That's the first thing. The second reason why people say, I hate sales. Oh my God, I can't stand sales. Oh, I'll do anything but sales. The beginning of this live, as you're joining in now, the beginning of this live, I started by saying, I've been in sales since I was born. I've been getting paid since I was 17. And then I went to say, everybody's been in sales since they've been born. Most haven't been paid and still aren't paid. Got to figure that out. The second reason why people say I hate sales, I can't stand sales, is they have this picture that they got this stuff now, all this useless products, these products or services that don't work, that are garbage, right? That you better off buying from like at back of a van in the middle of the street. It's like they have this picture of, oh my God, I have these garbage products. Now I got to go tell my friends and my family and beg them to buy these garbage products. Samir, how are you? Namaste, namaste. Right? They have this picture that say, oh, God, I hate sales. They're thinking to themselves, oh my God, I got to take all this crap and sell it to my brother, sister, cousin, neighbor, my best friend. That's the picture that they have. And the third reason why people say, I hate sales, I can't stand sales, is because they are so afraid of getting rejected. They are so afraid to be rejected, for somebody to tell them no. and for them to say, oh, I came to you with this garbage product, and you said no. Maybe I see you on Instagram, right? So the third reason why people say I hate sales, I can't stand sales, is because they're really fear of rejection. Now, here's the thing: most people don't admit that. Who wants to say I hate rejection? First of all, that means you're getting rejected. Nobody wants to admit, hey, I'm getting rejected left and right, right? And then two, you never want to admit that. It's like one of the things you don't want to admit. It's not like I go around saying, hey, I love getting rejected. Nobody says that, right? So people are so fearful of rejection because they really don't know what would happen afterwards. It's like this aftertaste that they don't have an idea of what it's going to be like. It's like I have this image. So if you put all these three together, the three main reasons why, don't fool yourselves. If anybody says there's more, that's not me, I'm going to challenge you. I look you right in the eye and I will tell you, these three reasons are the reasons. Either all of them, one of them, two out of three, or just all together. But there's nothing else out there. Don't tell yourself that, oh, I'm not good, I'm not this, I'm not that. Stop. Okay. Number one reason is because they have a picture that this is a cheap profession. It's a cheap, low class way of earning a living. And that's real talk. People consider sales jobs not as very sexy and glamorous, right? But hey, you're an astronaut, you're a professor, you're a surgeon, right? So people don't have that visual of a salesperson. They relate it to a cheap profession. The second thing is they got this picture that they got all these crap that they got to sell. Nobody asked that. I mean, you pick what you sell. You pick the products. You pick the company. It's not like they're going to force you to sell this. You pick your products. So you pick your company. So pick wisely, right? Don't pick crappy products. And then three, rejection. Toughen up. That's all I got to tell you. What do you want me to tell you? Oh, I'm so sorry, babies. Come here. Let me give you a little hug. Little, oh, you hate sales. I'm sorry. You're afraid of rejection. Oh, well, toughen up. What would you tell your kids? If your kid came to you and said, I asked this girl out and she said no. Mom, Dad, I think I'm going to become a priest. I don't want to ask anybody else out. What would you tell your kid? Would you tell your kid, yes, you know what, I'm going to take you to the school of priesthood and I'm going to sign you up myself, son, because you're not made for this? Would you tell that to your son? Would you tell that to your kid? Would you tell that to your neighbor? How dumb does that sound? Seriously, think about it. How dumb does that sound on the scale of 1 to 10? 10 being super dumb. Oh, I'm afraid somebody will tell me, no, I don't want that. Yeah, that's a real fear in life. That's real fear in life. Oh my God. How can you live with that fear? That somebody will tell you no. Wow, that's scary. Give me a break. People have built this massive, enormous thing around, oh, I hate sales. Okay, so what? I don't get it. Do you love what you do right now that you hate sales? Do you love everything you eat? Do you love every minute of your every day? So what does that mean? Like, I don't even understand. Like, what does that have anything to do with anything? You still do it, right? Do you love everything you do during the day, every single hour, every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, year after year, that you're so high on, oh, I hate sales, but I just love everything else. I'm just in love with working like a slave. I'm in love with being told what to do because I'm in love with everything else. I just hate sales, you know. How dumb does that sound? Okay, so if you know my style and if you've ever worked in an office with me, I don't take that stuff. Like, I don't say, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's great. Good job. Well, you have a good day. No, you better put your hands up, ready to take it from me, because I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to call you out. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you hate sales? Well, that's great. You just love everything else in your life. That's amazing. Think to yourself, how dumb does that sound? Does it sound, if you heard it from somebody else, would it sound like intelligent? Would it sound like, oh my God, what did he just say? Let me write that down. That was amazing. I hate sales. That was intelligent. I think I'm going to give a lecture on that. Would that sound intelligent to you? If it doesn't sound intelligent to you, why would you want to make it sound intelligent to others? Get to the root of the problem. If you feel like at some point you're telling yourself you hate sales, evaluate. Why? Is it because I have this notion, this picture of this cheap person, cheap profession? Do I have a notion? Do I have this picture of going and begging my friends and family and neighbor with these cheap, not working, crappy products? Am I just like too thin skinned and so wimpy that I would cry and move to the caves and the mountains after somebody told me no, I don't want that product? I would say I would probably evaluate those three and work on them. And just say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I have this picture that I got to sell crap. Well, this stuff is not crap, actually. This stuff is pretty decent, right? So before you throw out this whole thing, and this is not for me, because the reason why I'm doing this live is somebody told me that today, and I just called her out. My style. I would ask you if it's okay for me to give you some coaching, and that usually means calling you out politely and in a constructive way. And so if you were to give me that, I would ask you if it's okay for me to give you some coaching around that, and I would come back with this. But if it's not okay, then I would just let it go, right? What I'm asking you is, before you tell that to somebody else besides me, because again, I'll call you up, besides me, before you tell that to somebody else, really sit and think about those three reasons behind that statement and see, really, do they actually apply to you? And if they apply to you, you could easily work on those. Because here's what I will tell you, and I'll wrap it up with this. I didn't think it was going to be this long, but I could talk about sales forever. But I'll wrap it up with this. The thing about sales is this, is that you could sit there and say, oh, I don't like it, I hate it, but you still buy things and people still sell things. And you've sold yourself that you're no good, right? So at the end of the day, when you want to give that statement, kind of just evaluate, see which three applies to you. And here's what I will tell you. And this is what I was gonna share with you. If you have this picture of salespeople, just this profession being a cheap profession, or cheap person and this and that, it's beyond just sales. You got to take that outside and see where else does that apply in your life. Where else? The entrepreneurs, the rich, the successful, the wealthy, where else does that apply? The second thing is, if you feel like, hey, this is cheap products and stuff like that, then you probably take it outside and see where else does that apply in your life? Where else do you feel cheated? Where else do you feel like people cheat you? That's because that's what you feel about others. And if it's the thin skin thing, and if it's you're afraid of the rejection, see where else you're settling in. Is it a relationship you're settling in just because you're afraid of getting out there and getting rejected? Is it a job you freaking hate, but it's comfortable, pays the bills, that you're afraid to leave? And so it's not just about sales when you say that statement. It's way beyond that. That's just one area. You got to take that out, bring the focus out, and see where else each of those points apply in your life. And that's what's huge. I can't stress that enough, right? So hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. So many of you had asked me why I'm not doing skits or lip syncing, dub smashing, all this stuff. And so I did one. I came back. How's that? I did one tonight, and go check it out. See if you like. Make sure you like, share, comment, and yeah. And if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Tag your peeps to it, and let's get it out there. With that, I am Sean Zimi with SideGigSean.com, and I help folks create a side income using social media. Signing off until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.